Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Long time no see. I know. Where have I been? I've been nowhere. I've just been in my house the past year. But life happens and this bitch is lazy as fuck. So, no videos for months. I don't know what to say about that. But today, I have the creativity of Bo Burnham in me. And so I'm going to make a video today, and which is going to be about the books that I read in the year 2021, because I had a lot of free time in my hand, and I like these books a lot. So I want you guys to know about them as well. So let's get on with the video, shall we? Yes, we shall, obviously. So the first book that I want to talk to you about is Poskim by Wendell Rodrigues. I mean, look at this. Beautiful cover, great gothy horror feel to it. And I absolutely love this book. The book's set in Goa, and the name is, by the way, Poskim, Goans in Shadow. So Poskim is basically a term used for kids who are orphaned and then taken in by different families. These kids, orphan kids, are taken in by families, whoever's willing to take them in. And the characters in this book, spoiler alert, you learn that pretty much quite late in the book that they are actually related. They are siblings. There are 4 characters in this book, 3 girls and 1 man. Yeah, and we go through their life, their bachpan, their jawani, their budapa. No, not the budapa, but they just are in the same place all the while, in the same state, and they don't know that they are actually related to each other. It's a story about these siblings who were separated because of difficult times. And how they actually end up together for a few moments, but don't realize that it's actually my own blood and flesh sitting with me on the same table. And yeah, it's just how ironic life can be. And sometimes you will get to know exactly what I'm talking about if you decide to read this book. And by the way, it's a great book. This book even has some great recipes in it. Surprising? Yes. I also tried to make one recipe from this book, which is bhaiya dal, and it turned out to be nice. I liked it. I don't know if others did, but yeah, this book is just has quite a lot to offer. Great storytelling, great characters, quite a lot of masala at times. Even there's a story of longing, there is romance in it, there is separation, then there is hope, and there is everything that can possibly be there to a good story. So it's a great book, I would say that. The next book is by my man Adi Sethi. It's The Wishmaker by Adi Sethi. And if you're wondering, that name rings a bell, I've heard that somewhere. Yes, he's the same Adi Sethi who has sung great songs like Aaka, Gulo Mein Rang Bhare, Chandni Raat, Dil Lagaye Ya Na Lagaye, Umra Lagiya, Dil Jalane Ki Baat Karte. You basically might have guessed by now, I'm in love with this man, and I'm even more in love with his writing. So, The Wishmaker is the story of Zaki, who comes from a very unconventional family, quite a progressive family, I must say, and he's raised by some strong-willed ladies, and I'm proud of this man already. So it's his story. It's not just his story. It's also his parents' story, how they met. It's just how unpredictable life can be at times, and how he ends up staying with his mother, his aunt, and his grandmother in the same house in Pakistan, in Lahore. So the one word that I will choose to describe this book is nostalgia. It reminded me of my childhood. I am a 2000 child. I'm not a 90s kid. I'm a Gen Z through and through. But it just talks so much about the simpler times, family ties, sentiments, just the small little things about growing up in a traditional Indian or Pakistani household. We have quite a different family dynamic than the rest of the world. I will go ahead and say that. So it's about that. It's about growing up, and it's about reminiscing the good times that we all might have had, luckily. Um, and it's about heartbreaks, it's about fate, and it's about a lot of things. And it can leave you teary eyed at places, but it's just great writing through and through. Ali Sethi is like literally, 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 is literally blessed. I said that. Yeah. So also he's quite observational, and he has not like stayed away from quite a few controversial topics that are discussed in this book. If you decide to read this book, you will know what I'm talking about. I don't believe in spoiling things for others, honey. I don't. Okay. So that's The Wishmaker by Ali Sethi for you. I just finished reading the book yesterday night, and I was just like, it's just this. But also, one thing that I'm not happy about is that I wanted more from the book. Like, the book had me like in its grasp. It had hooked me. It had roped me in the last 100 pages, and then it ended, and it broke my heart. And I want to know what happened to the characters more. So I don't think there's a sequel coming in, but yeah, I just wanted more from the book. A Stranger in the Mirror by Sydney Sheldon. And my god, did this book is an example of don't judge a book by its cover, because I did judge this book by its cover and I was not going to get it. Yeah, so the bookkeeper, bookseller, bookstall guy, yeah, so the guy, he told me like this book is only for $100, and it's obviously like yellow pages and stuff, so it's second hand. And I was not sure about my feelings for this book when I saw the cover. Like, it just looks like sleazy to me. I just don't usually go for this kind of books. I just don't. It's me. It's a part of my personality. It's a part of my decision making. It's part of my consumer behavior. I don't know. But I just don't want it. I just didn't want to get this book. But I also like had 100 rupees, and I wanted a book that fits in the budget, and this was the one. And the stall guy, he told me that just read this writer once and you will be coming back for more. And yes, I did go back for more because I love this book. So this book is basically a lot's going on in this book, and I absolutely have like a soft corner in my heart for the books that just walk you through the lifetime of a person or people, or just like a family going from like a couple with children, the children growing up, then an empty nest, and then that. I just love going through the lives of people. So this book is one of that. So there are two protagonists. I've still not learned how to say this word. Dumb. I know. But yeah, the story runs parallel. These people are just defying the norms and just breaking their cages and aiming and going for the things that are way beyond their reach, which is stardom in Hollywood. And this book is set in the late 1940s, 50s, 60s. I'm not too sure. I read this book a while back. So it's all Hollywood in here, like people just running away from their home to become stars. I love that shit. I love it. I absolutely love it. You can just sell a book to me by just saying that. It's got a story of a Hollywood star, and I would buy it. I would read it in a day. And this is one of the most fast-paced book that I've ever read. It's got suspense, it's got romance, it's got longing, it's got like stuff that makes you feel anxious. It's got parts that just invoke a sense of hate in you, and both the characters are quite great selling point. It's about two people who just run away, not at the same time. One of the characters is is a lot older and the other one's a lot younger. Like the female's a lot younger, the man's a lot older, and by the time the female gets to Hollywood and starts like making a name for herself, he's quite an established star, and their courting process and everything is just top notch. I had a ball of a time reading this book. It's also got murder in it from the very first page. So that's one of the points that keeps you hooked to the book. Like, you want to know what the hell happened and why was this person killed and who killed him, and I want answers is what you will feel reading the first pages of the book. And the book in any way is just like so good. Great storytelling, great characters, and they are not trying to prove like the character has had a sad past and hence these actions in the future. No, they're just bad. They're just bad. And you love it for that. Is the runner-up. Like, it's my second most favorite book that I've read this year. It's The Blind Matriarch by Namita Gokhale. I just read it last month. It's a great book. And the selling point, like, why did I get this book? Because of the cover. Great stuff. Hardcover. And it has Gulzar Sahab's review on it. And this is like, if Gulzar Sahab says it's good, I am going to get it. And this book is actually way beyond, it's way out of my budget. It's quite expensive for me. I don't usually get these expensive books, but I saved to get this book. Just because Gulzar Sahab said it's good. I don't care if he was paid to say this, or he just like loved the writer, or he is related to the writer in some way, he's a friend of the writer. I don't care. He says it's good, I will read it. Book is set in the present times, like it's set in the pandemic, and it mentions what families belonging to different socio-economic statuses had to go through in the pandemic, and there's quite an amazing commentary on the left-wing, right-wing situation that's happening in a country at the moment, but it discusses a whole lot of things. Being a female, making choices, like there are some legit brave characters in the movie who are feminine enough. They literally cook food and feed others, but they also like stand by the choices, and we love a female like that. It's basically a family which is run by the matriarch of the family, because the father's no longer around, so the matriarch's blind. Yeah. And she has her kids living with her, 2 sons, 1 daughter, and grandchildren living with her, and the kind of choices all of these characters make through their life, and how it just determines how their life is right now. So yeah, this book talks about feminism quite like subtly, subliminally, and I love this book. Again, great storytelling, great characters. It walks through like the several phases the family has been through, and the kind of life females had a few years ago, and the kind of life females want to lead today. They want to make their own choices. It's a great book with strong female characters. I love it. I still haven't learned how to review the book. I'm not reviewing the book at all. I'm just saying that it's a good book. Talking about strong females, I have Frida Kahlo in my background. I drew her. I have no idea what you're going to do with that piece of information. But yeah, that's The Blind Matriarch for you. And she's been through a lot, basically, throughout her life. But I love this book. It's close to my heart. I don't know how to explain like the very innermost feelings that I have about it. We have a winner in this list, which is, can you see it? It's Pussy Please by Marjane Satrapi. I still have no idea how to pronounce the name correctly. And it's a comic book. It walks you through the life of the writer, right from the age 4. This is some good stuff. This is some absolutely good stuff. This is like quite a thick book, and I finished reading it within a day. And this is like the fastest I've read in my entire lifetime of 21 years. The writing's immaculate, and so are the characters. Like, they are not made up characters, it's actually the writer, her parents, her grandparents. Let's say this book is set in a time when Iran was going through quite a drastic change. This is a feminist and a communist book out and out, and I love it. I don't know how strongly do I align with both schools of thoughts, ideologies, or whatever, but this book is great. It's rebellious in every possible way, and Marjane Satrapi has like made quite a lot of shitty choices in the world, and that's one thing that made me resonate with her. It's a comic basically, and it's so damn good. It's influenced me in ways I can't even imagine because it's so damn good, and I recommend that you all read this book. And also there are a few honorary mentions that I have to make. Like, these are the two audiobooks that I absolutely loved this year, and both of them just shattered my heart. I've never come across a love story as pure and as heartbreaking as Gunaahon Ka Devta by Dharamveer Bharti ji. This is a story about two friends. Like, one is also sort of in a position of a mentor, but to the other, and they have been like together throughout their life, and the only thing that makes sense for them is to end up together. But the guy's like a student to the girl's father, like a son to the girl's father. So let me just tell you, it's a story about, they're not quite lovers, but they are each other's soulmate right from the start. The dynamic between them like goes through a lot of stages. Sometimes you feel that they are great friends. Sometimes you feel like they are siblings, because these two, the two characters of the book, are just like together all the time, and they're pretty much in love with each other, but the love of the purest form, right? It's not just physical attraction or infatuation. It's just the love in the purest form. It's set in around 40s or 50s, something like that. So there's also an element of nostalgia in it. Yes, I do feel nostalgic for the time I wasn't even alive in. That's me. Just love in the purest form is what Gunaahon Ka Devta is. And there's a commentary on the social structure, the social hierarchy and stuff. Quite a great book. Just go ahead, read it. You will find the audiobook somewhere or the other. I read it on Storytel. So that's been my list of the books that I've read in 2021, and I absolutely loved it. It's been a long time since I've done this shit, and this was an unscripted video, so I might have just blabbered my heart out at some places, but it's fine. It's fine. Just getting along. I mean, something is better than nothing at all, right? So that's me, Janhavi Pradeep, signing off for the day. Thank you for watching the video. Please do consider liking and subscribing if you want to. No pressure at all. And see you when I see you later. Bye.